So we're in Stockbridge at the Mission House. Built around 1742 by Christian missionary John Sargent, this was originally located on the hill behind us. Restored, it was moved here in the 1920s to attract motorists to authentic frontier life. Today, exhibits by the Stockbridge Muncie Community Band of Mohicans represents the history and culture of this area's first people. This home evokes Stockbridge's roots as the last of New England's so-called praying towns, where missionaries gathered Algonquin-speaking Native Americans to better convert them. It reminds us this part of the Housatonic River Valley was occupied by Mohicans who called it Wanuktuktuk, the Great Meadow. Growing corn, beans, and squash, hunting deer, beaver, and other game, the Mohicans collected maple sugar. A sachem, Concopat, led the village here when English missionaries first arrived in 1735. They convinced a nearby village's sachem, Umpachini, to relocate here, creating what was called Indian Town. Facing population decline and land loss, these leaders believed Mohicans had a better chance of surviving by adapting features of colonist culture. Literacy, necessary for Protestant worship, would help them negotiate commercial and legal matters, especially land sales, chipping away at their homeland. Sargent, a young disabled Yale tutor, dedicated his life to assimilating the Mohicans, dying here in 1749. Known as the Stockbridge Indians after related New York tribes joined them here, their revolution was both heroic and tragic. Massachusetts patriots encouraged the Stockbridge to believe they might win back their ancestral lands by fighting the British. Prior to Stockbridge's incorporation in 1739, Mohicans owned 75% of all land in this area. As game disappeared, they generated income by selling communal lands despite laws that prohibited it. Land loss accelerated after 1765, when Massachusetts let Indians sell land to pay debts to English-speaking settlers who were swarming this region. In April 1775, 2 days after Lexington and Concord, Stockbridge joined militia from Stockbridge rushing to besiege Boston. General George Washington authorized a Stockbridge Indian Company. Its warriors met disaster in August 1778, ambushed in the Bronx, New York. Overwhelmed by 500 British and Loyalist cavalry and Hessian infantry, as many as 40 Stockbridge were killed or seriously wounded in this battle. The dead included Daniel Nimham, a Wappinger sachem, and his son, Abraham, the company's captain. Weakened, losing all their land here except the Indian burial ground down the street, most Indians here moved to upstate New York by 1785. By the 1850s, settlers had pushed them to Indiana and then Wisconsin, where some of the Stockbridge Muncie's 1,500 enrolled members live today, returning to Stockbridge to reclaim their proud heritage. The Red Lion Inn, just down the street, is the site of one of the Berkshires' first revolutionary events, the Stockbridge Declaration of July 1774.